everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the COVID-19 Asian Mediation Forum 2020. In this final session, we'll be having a role-play session whereby the actors will be playing out the virtual mediation session using the AIADR Mediation Rules as an example. We hope that the audience will gain better understanding on how virtual mediation is being conducted in this new era. This session is held by experienced industry players from the China-ASEAN Legal Cooperation Center, CALCC, together with ALSA award-winning moot team from Gadjah Mada University, UGM, Indonesia. Special thanks to the Asian Law Students Association Malaysia, ALSA Malaysia, and also ALSA UKM of the National University of Malaysia, and CALCC for coordinating this role-play session. As a note to all the audience out there, in this section, 5 lucky winners will be selected among the audience to receive the complimentary copy of the Contemporary Issues in Mediation, 5th volume, with a prize worth of $54 US, sponsored by the Singapore International Mediation Institute. To stand a chance in winning the prize, please stay until the end of the session and answer correctly the simple online questionnaire, which will pop up on your Zoom app. The selected lucky winners will be notified via email by SIMI after this event to receive the complimentary gift in time for Christmas. Without further delay, I will now pass the floor to the narrator, Ms. Siang-Joo, who is also the Branding and Marketing Director of CALCC and practicing lawyer in Malaysia, to kickstart the role-play section. Let us welcome.
Thank you, Heather. So coming up next, I hope everyone has got your popcorn ready, because we've prepared for you a role-play session, mediation session. And this session is jointly organized by the Asian Law Students Association Malaysia, also known as ALSA Malaysia, ALSA UKM, and CALCC. We are very delighted to have the student representatives from the University of Gadjah Mada, Indonesia, joining us in this session. They are from the award-winning teams of the ALSA International Mediation Competition 2020, which has just concluded recently in October and was held by ALSA International and ALSA Malaysia. Let me introduce the student representatives. They are Gabriela E, who is a second-year student at the Law Faculty. There you go, Gabriela. And next is Astrid Adelya Natasya, who is a final-year student at the Faculty of Law. Both Gabriela and Astrid will be playing the role of counsels for Kayangan Hotel. Next is Alya Lathifah Sofhian, third-year student at the Faculty of Law. Where's Alia? There you go. And Daven Faustino Salim, who is a second-year student at the Faculty of Law as well. Alia and Daven will both be playing the role of counsels for CRC Hotel. And also joining us in this session are practicing lawyers and representatives from CALCC. They are Cindy Q. Sin Yi. Where is Cindy? Yeah, she will be playing the role of mediator, Miss Neutral. Raina Lee Pay Wen, who will be playing the role of Miss Lee, the representative of CRC Hotel from Hainan Province of China. Darren Lim, who will be playing the role of Mr. Lim, the representative from Kayangan Hotel, which is owned by a Hong Kong entity. So as we all know, 2020 is a very challenging year for many of us, as the world is plagued by the COVID-19 pandemic, as a result of which many industries have been affected adversely. Let us see in this role-play session how two parties coming from different countries and coming from the very badly hit construction industry and tourism and hospitality industries come together to resolve the dispute using mediation. Let us first watch a short video clip.
So, Mr. Lim, as you are aware, the project has been delayed for many months and it has caused huge losses for our company. So how do you suggest we should go moving forward?
I understand, Ms. Lee. I'm so sorry for the delay, but this is largely caused by the COVID-19 and also the movement control order announced by the government. Can I suggest that we settle this dispute amicably?
So what do you mean by settling the dispute amicably? What can we do?
Can we go for mediation? The mediation at the Asian Institute of Alternative Dispute Resolution, AIADR.
That sounds great, but we do not have a mediation clause in our contract. So how can we go for mediations under AIADR?
Well, shall we contact the AIADR for further inquiries?
Sure, that's great.
Yes. Hi, is this AIADR? I'm Lim from Hong Kong. Can I inquire more about the mediation procedures?
Hello, AIADR. Hi, Mr. Lim. Thank you for calling AIADR. Yes, you will first need to fill up the mediation request form. You can download the form from our website, aiadr.world. Secondly, you will have to make payment for the registration fee of 100 ringgit. Then you will have to send the request form to all the parties in dispute. So once you submitted your form, the mediation will commence.
But how do we appoint a mediator besides that?
So Mr. Lim, as
Okay, thank you. So now we have two parties who attempted to solve a dispute amicably but to no avail. Having agreed to commence mediation in AIADR on the 1st of September 2020, CRC Hotel submitted a mediation request form in accordance with Rule 2.1 of AIADR's Mediation Rules to AIADR. Shown on the screen next is a sample of the mediation request form. This is the AIADR Mediation Rules, which is available in English and Chinese versions. So these are the duly filled up mediation request form, which contains the particulars of a representing party, legal representative, if any. And the next page will be both parties. And can we scroll to the next page, please? Yeah, and a brief description of the nature of the dispute, the sum disputed, and some other information required. So thank you for the forms. So now parties, however, could not agree to a mediator and has requested AIADR to appoint one. AIADR has done so and appointed Ms. Neutral as the mediator. On the 3rd of September, upon AIADR's confirmation on appointment, Ms. Neutral submitted the declaration of no conflict as per requirement of AIADR's Rule 4.4. And AIADR then transmitted all relevant files pertaining to this matter to Ms. Neutral and invited Ms. Neutral to progress with the mediation matter with the parties. Before I hand over the floor to the role play team, I would like to first clarify that due to the limitation of the Zoom settings, we are not able to have the break out parties into separate private breakout rooms later. So during the private breakout sessions demonstration, the non-participating parties will off their videos and be muted, indicating that a private breakout session is in the play. So I now hand over the floor to you, Cindy.
All right, thank you very much, Siang-Joo. So I think we can start with our mediation sessions for now. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Cindy. I'm the mediator for today's mediation sessions. I would like to start off by talking about how I will approach mediation here, and then discuss your situations and how you might be able to use mediations to help if you choose to go forward. You've already taken a big step just by coming here to try out what is probably an unfamiliar process. So what mediations can give you is that mediation gives you the opportunity to discuss the issues and concerns that have brought you here. I hope that each of you will find mediation helpful for thinking about your goals and identifying your options for dealing with your situations. Just by talking through things here, you may find that you are better able to make choices about what is important to you and determine a course of action. You may also hear and better understand the views and perspective of the other person. Together, you may find that you are able to work out a resolution of issues that is satisfactory to both of you. So basically my role here is to assist you both to talk about your concerns and to fully understand the issues involved. I will listen and ask questions, and you will also have the opportunity to listen to and ask questions of others. I will also help you think about possible options that may resolve the situations. Anyhow, I will not make any decisions because I'm not the judge. I will try to stay as neutral as I can in helping you make decisions and talk through the problem. Whatever comes out of this mediation will be something that you have developed and chosen. So I want to emphasize that mediation is entirely voluntary. If at any point you decide that you do not want to continue, please let me know. Please also feel free to raise any questions and concerns you have about the process. Lastly, mediation is also confidential. Whatever you discuss here, I will keep it in confidence and not share beyond myself. If I end up meeting with you separately, which I often do, then I will also hold that information in confidence and won't communicate anything to the other person without your permission. I may take notes to help me keep track of things, but I will destroy them at the end of this session. So I made an exception to my commitment to confidentiality only in the situations where there's serious harm that may come to someone if I do not let someone know about it. So is there any questions so far from CRC Hotel?
I think it is.
All right, what about any questions from KYH?
None from my side.
All right, thank you so much. All right, let me start a little bit more about how this meeting will work. First of all, we will meet all parties together to start with, and each of you can discuss what brought you here, what's important to you, and what you might come out of this mediation today. So after a while, I will take a brief break to meet by ourselves. From there, I will meet you with you either separately or together as we discuss the issue further and help you think about the possible resolutions. If at any point when we are meeting together, you feel that a private meeting would be helpful, please let me know. So if you reach the point where you have worked out some agreements that you both want, we will meet all together to finish that agreement up. Agreements in mediation can be in written or verbal form. So it's up to the parties. So if you do want a written agreement, then there's a private voluntary agreement between the parties. We can make copies for you, but our program does not keep a copy. In fact, no official record of the mediation. We do not enforce agreements in any way, although you are certainly free to return to mediation if there are problems and you both choose to. So it's very common for two people discussing a difficult situation to feel uncomfortable or get stuck because there are strong feelings and they often see things differently. So it can be very helpful to have some guidelines or ground rules, things that are people agree in order to help make conversation as constructive as possible. So the basic guideline I suggest the party is that party agree to listen to each other and do not interrupt. So if both parties agree with that, we will going to continue meeting together for a while, and we will start with having each of you talking the situation and how you hope this mediation might be helpful. So that's about my opening statement for today. So I would like to invite our parties to have your own opening statement. So can we start with CRC first?
Of course. Thank you, Ms. Siang-Joo. So let me introduce the CRC. My name is Daven, and together with my co-counsel here, Alia, we are accompanying our client, Ms. Lee, and we're representing CRC Hotel. So let me just explain why we came here. So before this mediation, Kayangan and also CRC Hotel entered into a branding and management agreement, or we can call it shorthand BARMA agreement. And in that agreement, Kayangan Hotel agreed to make a construction of a hotel, and it shall be finished in a certain date that is stipulated under the BARMA. However, seeing the COVID-19 and also what Kayangan has also emailed to the CRC, we see that Kayangan is now unable to complete the construction in the promised date. And if we see in clause 14 of the BARMA, it stipulates that the contract can be terminated by the CRC if it fulfills two alternative conditions. First, if it fails to diligently and continuously carry on or before the construction completion date. And the second one is that if it fails to complete the construction of the hotel before the construction completion date. And here we see that Kayangan Hotel had failed to complete the construction before the completion date. So in this regards, CRC came to this mediation table, wants to terminate the agreement and also receive its monetary compensation that it is entitled under the BAMA. So in this regards, if I can say and if I can elaborate more on the legal backdrop of this issue, under the PRC law, in order to grant Kayangan an extension, Kayangan shall provide us a certificate of force majeure. However, in here, it will be really hard because Kayangan is not a company that is acknowledged in the PRC. So without a certificate, we cannot give an agreement to extend the agreement. And that is the background why we want to terminate this and receive our monetary compensation. So in that regards, we want to receive the monetary compensation as stipulated in the contract, and which sum is $3 million and it shall be paid after the termination. So in regards to our other interests and points that we shall discuss, my co-counsel Alia here will elaborate more.
Thank you, Daven. Daven has comprehensively stated our client's position. Our client understands that the objective of this mediation is to try to resolve the dispute amicably. Therefore, our client is only for the damages of $3 million as a result of the breach of and this amount excludes the damages for the loss of reputation and good, as stated in the BAMA. As Hotel Kayangan is aware of, our client is a world-class famous hotel. The failure to launch the flagship hotel in time has caused irreparable damages to our client's reputation and goodwill. Thus, to conclude, I would like to outline our client's interests. That is first to terminate the contract with Hotel Kayangan as COVID-19 situation has created extensive uncertainty of the hotel construction. And secondly, to receive adequate relief in the form of monetary compensation as it is guaranteed obligation of Hotel Kayangan based on clause 2.1 of the contract itself. The monetary compensation we seek for is $3 million, and that is the two of our interest. We would like to hear more also from Hotel Kayangan. Thank you very much. I'll give it back to the mediator.
All right, thank you so much, counsels. So can we have the counsels from KYH to have your opening statement?
All right, thank you, Ms. Neutral. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is well and safe. My name is Astrid, and I'm here as the legal counsel of my client, Mr. Lim of KY Hotel. I too would also like to thank CRC Hotel and Ms. Neutral for your presence in today's session. In response to the ongoing pandemic, the Malaysian government issued several regulations such as the Movement Control Order and its consecutive extensions, and the order is still subject to further extended. Consequently, the hotel construction must be stopped and our construction workers have been significantly affected. We have, however, tried to continue the construction by asking the authority for their approval of the hotel construction. The application was then accepted, and the strict limitation standards only allow my client to operate on certain days in a week with 50% capacity. Furthermore, several national surveys have concluded that the Malaysian hotel businesses have suffered billions of ringgit of losses since the beginning of this year, and that Sabah's tourism sector is hit hardest by COVID-19. You see, this is something that we all suffer with. This illustrates the hardships that we are suffering in Sabah. Due to the risk that this global pandemic poses to ongoing business operations, in this session, I think it's necessary to consider its potential impact on our overall relationship and the most feasible contract operation in the future. Hence, we are looking forward to a productive mediation today. Next, my co-counsel Gabby is going to highlight Mr. Lim's interests.
Right, thank you very much, Astrid. As Astrid has mentioned earlier, the construction delay was due to COVID-19, which was indeed a force majeure event. Hence, with this, we would like to request for some leniency on the deadline of the project instead of the termination of the contract. We believe that the termination of the contract would not be the best solution for both parties, because that would mean that CRC Hotel will no longer receive any benefits from our present and future collaborations. Furthermore, in regards to the money that is currently being claimed, should the contract be terminated, we believe that you will be receiving even more profits if we are going to continue this project. So to conclude my client's interests, first, my client would like to continue the construction and maintain our relationship with CRC Hotel. And second, my client would like to minimize the expenses that he should pay in the circumstances that he must pay a certain amount of compensation. With that being said, I think that's all from Pay Wen Hotel for the opening statement. Mrs. Mediator, I would like to give the time back to you.
Thank you so much, councillors. All right, thank you so much, all the councillors from CRC and KYH. So now we will make to understand that the whole situations from each party and also the background facts regarding the issues and the concerns of the parties. So we also make to understand that the whole delay was due to the unforeseeable pandemics, and these circumstances caused the hotel construction to be stopped, and the construction workers have been significantly affected. So we also know that KYH does not agree to terminate the contract and sincerely wish to maintain the relationship with CRC Hotel anyway. In any event, it will be a very troublesome and lengthy process if the parties would like to go for civil suit or arbitrations. Hence, I would suggest the parties to have a joint sessions to raise their misunderstanding if there is, and also disagreement, and also if there is any disagreement about the issues, and also to explore and propose various options and alternative options to resolve the dispute. So the parties could start with the joint sessions.
Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Neutral. And perhaps I agree with you. We do not need to go to litigation or arbitration because it will cost us a lot of money and time. And if I can make a quick response to what KY has elaborated, you guys want an extension for the construction. However, this is something that we did not agree upon in the negotiation of the BAMA. And during the negotiation of BAMA, we already agreed that if the construction is late, we're going to terminate the agreement, and we're going to, CRC, we're going to receive the compensation for $3 million. And we understand that there is COVID-19. However, as I stipulated before, the Chinese authority requires COVID-19 or maybe pandemic certificate to establish a force majeure. And if I may re-stipulate my interest here, it is pretty clear and straightforward that CRC wants to terminate the agreement and also receive the compensation for $3 million.
Right, thank you very much for sharing that with us, Daven. Maybe we would just like to recall clause 14.13a of the contract, in which CRC may actually extend the contract if they consent to do so, even without the existence of a force majeure event. However, according to Hong Kong law, we do not actually need to provide you with the force majeure certificate because the law does not require us to do so. However, we would just like to ask if extending the project is an option for your client.
That is something we can consider. However, we need to secure the monetary compensation. And if in the beginning you said that if we can continue the project, we can generate more profit, I think we need some certainty how you can assure us that there will be a COVID, because COVID-19 situation is something that we cannot predict.
Right, so if we may request for a 1-year extension of the project, we are sure that with the gradual improvement of the circumstances, we would be able to generate even more profits.
Thank you,
If I
Gabby.
may add, oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Yes, Astrid.
I would just like to emphasize that it is in our client's best interest to minimize any expenses, that if he must pay in any event, he must compensate for the delay.
Yes, thank you so much. I understand your points. However, if that is something that is on your interest, I think I need to discuss this with my client and also the mediator, Ms. Neutral, so we can find what is the amicable solution that we can manage here. So, Ms. Neutral, please.
All right, thank you so much, counsels. So I understand the situations of each parties that the whole scenario was due to the pandemic and it was not happened intentionally. So since the project is in the middle towards the completions, I understand that what KYH is seeking for is to get a short extension of time for them to comply with their obligation in the contract. On the other side, we also understand that CRC would like to seek for some compensation instead. So can I have a private session with CRC first? So in this scenario, I will just put CRC Hotel into the parties from CRC Hotel into a breakout room.
Absolutely, I'm grateful for that, Ms. Neutral.
All right, yes, so we have CRC, counsels and clients from CRC with us. Okay, well, counsels from CRC. So, can someone just make sorry. Okay, well, counsels from CRC, I was made to understand that you would like to terminate the contract and to claim for some compensations. However, I heard that KYH does not wish to terminate the contract. Instead of terminations, is there any options that KYH could propose to CRC, like for example, an extension of time or perhaps some compensation as damages? Because I totally understand that KYH, I totally understand the scenario from KYH that you would like to maintain a relationship with CRC. So can I hear from CRC?
Hi, Ms. Neutral. Thank you for mediating these sessions for us. Our main concerns are, we understand that KY Hotels wants to extend the projects and perhaps and they do not wish to terminate. But our concerns are Hotel Kayangan has only completed 30% of the progress under the BAMA. And there is also no certainty on when the COVID-19 will end. Therefore, we do not know when Hotel Kayangan will be able to complete the projects. And as such, we really need to cut our losses and not to drag things further.
Right. So what about giving a 12 months extensions of time and asking for some compensation for damages? Ms. Lee?
Sorry. Well, I think I should consult with my counsel first before I answer the proposal. So what do you think about Ms. Neutral's proposals?
Okay, so we certainly can explore this possibility because CRC Hotel, if they fail to resolve amicably via mediation, parties will have to commence arbitration to claim for damages. CRC Hotel will have to incur more losses, both in terms of cost as well as the precious time in fighting in the arbitration. So yes, you can pursue this option, Ms. Lee.
Exactly.
Thank you for your opinion, counsel. Okay, if that's the case, we agree to grant an extension of time for 8 months, and Hotel Kayangan has to pay us a sum of USD $180,000 per month for the extension of time granted as compensations to our damages.
So correct me if I'm wrong, just now you have offered something such as CRC is agreeable to grant an extension for time for 8 months, and KYH has to pay CRC a monthly payment of $180K per month during the extensions period.
Yes, that's
and
right.
Compensations.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much, Ms. Lee and the councils. So I would like to request for a private sessions with KYH. So I would like to I will just put them in a separate breakout room.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Neutral.
Hi, councils from KYH Hotel. So can you hear me? All right. Okay. Sure. So this is the summaries of the positions and also the CRC offer. So I heard from the councils from CRC. So I understand that you do not wish to the contract to be terminated as the whole delay was due to the force majeure event. So I would like to inform you that during the private sessions with CRC, they have discussed and gradually agreed to grant an extensions of time to KYH. So they are agreeable to grant an extension of time of 8 months, subject to a compensation payment of 180,000 US dollar per month. So what do you think about their offer?
Good afternoon, Ms. Neutral. I'm glad that CRC Hotel is agreeable to grant an extension of time for 8 months. But for the compensation of 180,000 US dollar is rather high. Besides that, Khayang Hotel is actually still incurring costs for workers or the machineries at the project site. So Astrid and Gabby, what do you think about the proposal?
Right, Mr. Lim, acknowledging that you have actually completed 30% of the project, we believe that we can settle less further than that. With that being said, we would like to suggest you to propose a payment of 50,000 US dollars per month. What do you think about that?
50,000 per month US dollars would be reasonable. I can discuss that with the board of directors.
Right. I think, Mr. Lim, it is also important to note that CRC Hotel would want to, the compensation to be paid in the span of 8 months, meaning that the extension will only be limited to 8 months. So I would like to ask, with the current employee situation in KY Hotel, how does this plan sound to you?
The plan sounds good. I'm agreeable with the plan.
All right, thank you so much. So I take note on the counter offer from KYH just now. So you have also agreeable with their extensions of time of 8 months, but in terms of paying the compensation of 180K US dollar, you are countering proposed payment of 50,000 US dollar per month. Am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so all right, I will need to have a private sessions with CRC and also to summarize the counter offer from KYH. So let me invite the parties from CRC, and I will just put them in a separate breakout room. Hi, Councillor and Ms. Lee from CRC. So just now we have a private sessions with KYH. So in fact, they are very happy that CRC is agreeable to grant an extensions of time, whereby parties has agreed with the extensions of time to complete the project. So however, in regards to the compensations, KYH has counter proposed to pay a monthly payment of US dollar of 50,000 US dollar per month during the term of such extensions. So because they are in the view that 180 US dollar is definitely too high. So what do you think about 50,000 US dollar per month?
First of all, Ms. Neutral, thank you for bringing our offer to Khayangan Hotel. However, we think that Khayang Hotel's proposals of 50,000 US dollars per month is a bit too low, considering that CRC Hotels is actually a world-class famous hotel and Kota Kinabalu is a major tourism spot. We could generate much more profits if Hotel Kayangan did not breach the BARMA in the first place.
All right, okay, understand. So yes, we understand that CRC Hotel is a world-class famous hotel. However, as explained by the Council for Hotel Kayangan, the tourism industry has been badly affected, and the tourism industry in Kota Kinabalu rely heavily on foreign tourists. So we do not know when and whether the foreign tourists will return to Kota Kinabalu, even after the border has been lifted. So I would like to hear from CRC that what is the minimum offer is acceptable to you?
All right, Ms. Neutral, in our honesty, we still think that $50,000 USD per month is still too low. Nevertheless, in an effort and spirit to mediate these disputes in an amicable manner, we would like to offer, our final offer would be $100,000 per month. If Hotel Kayangan is unable to accept our final offer, we will commence an arbitrations against Kayangan Hotel. So we hope, Ms. Neutral, you could bring our counter offer to Hotel Kayangan. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So thank you for the prior sessions with CRC. So I would like to request for another private sessions. So because I would like to summarize the counter offer from CRC. So thank you so much. So I will put CRC KYH into a separate breakout room.
Thank you, Ms. Neutral.
So councils and clients from KYH. So it's very good to hear that CRC have agreed to an extension of time. However, in terms of the payment as compensations, they do not agree with $50,000. So the minimum amount that they could accept is $100,000 per month. So I would like to hear from the clients from KYH, is it acceptable to you? Because in anyhow, I already we have expressed and also explained regarding your situations that because the tourism industry has been badly affected. So 100,000 is acceptable to you?
Well, for $100,000, it is reasonable. But I would like to hear from my counsels about the legal consequences about all these things. Can I hear from my counsels on this?
Mr. Lim, if we are unable to resolve the disputes in this mediation, it is possible that CRC Hotel will commence an arbitration. Although we have an arguable case against them, however, Kayangan Hotel still has to incur costs in defending the arbitration. And also the project might be left suspended until the conclusion of the arbitration, which can take up to more than a year.
I see. Thanks for explaining, counsel. For that case, then I will accept the $100,000. So, Ms. Neutral, I might need your help to convey my acceptance of this proposal.
Okay, so let me finalize and to confirm with the parties about the terms. So for now, KYH is asking for an extension of time for 8 months, which CRC has agreed with a payment of $100,000 per month as compensations.
Yeah,
yes, all right. Thank you so much. So I will just express and summarize about the settlement and also to invite the parties to come into the room. All right, dear councils and clients from CRC and KYH. So we have done with our mediations today and it's concluded that an amicable settlement has been achieved. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone for your precious times. And also I would like to finalize the terms agreed among the parties during the private sessions and also the parties and also the terms that to be noted down in the settlement agreement. First of all, let me brief you about the terms. So, firstly, CRC would like to grant an extension of time of 8 months to KYH to complete the project and also to comply with the obligations in the contract. So, secondly, KYH will pay a compensation of $100,000 per month to CRC. So, is there anything else that parties would like to add on and to be included in the settlement agreement?
I think that's something that we can agree upon from CRC. And thank you so much, Kairangan, that you have come to an agreement and amicable solution with us.
That is it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Right. Thank you very much, CRC, for being very cooperative. I believe that there are nothing else that will be added by Kainan Hotel.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your precious time. So I will just draft the settlement agreement and provide you a draft copy for your proposal by end of today, and parties can proceed to sign the settlement agreement.
Thank you, Ms. Neutral, for facilitating these mediations for us.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you all participants. Thank you for the student representatives and CLCC representatives who have spent a lot of time and effort to prepare for this session. And I'm glad that you have agreed, you have come to a settlement as well. So with that, we conclude this session's role play session, and I'll hand the virtual floor back to Heather.
Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Goh. Thank you, the actors from CALCC, ALSA, and UGM Indonesia for the interesting scenario played out. We hope that the role-play session will be able to assist the audience in understanding the steps and procedures in resorting to mediation and the functioning of the institutional mediation rules, such as the AIADR Mediation Rules.